On today's episode of Building Better Brands, we're going to be talking about the 7 things that make an effective logo design. I'm Tony Hardy, founder and director of Canyon Creative, and today we're going to be talking about 7 things that make logos effective. So what's the job of a logo? Well, it should be memorable. It should give people a way to recognize and remember your brand. It should help your brand stand out from the audience, and it should represent your brand in its most basic form possible. So let's dive in and find out about effective logos. Logo designs should be memorable. Think of the biggest brands in the world. McDonald's, Golden Arches, you recognize them, you can remember them. Nike, the tick, the swoosh, everybody knows what it is. It's easy to remember. The next thing there should be is simple. People remember them because they're simple. There's nothing complex about Nike swoosh, there's nothing complex about Apple's apple. Simplicity goes a long way. Versatile. Every logo should be versatile. In this day and age, you're getting logos on tiny little phone screens, on apps, they're blown up on the sides of buildings, on aeroplanes, if you're EasyJet. Logo designs should be versatile and should be able to be applied anywhere. Appropriate. Good logo design, effective logo design needs to be appropriate. You shouldn't be a funeral director using bright pink, blue and yellow Comic Sans lettering. It just isn't appropriate. Something a little more somber, a little more serious is probably appropriate for that job. And then finally, timeless. Effective logo designs are timeless. Think of things like the Olympic rings. They've existed for centuries. They still exist today. Design trends come and go, but effective logo designs are timeless. They can be placed in any time, any century, and they'll work over and over again. Next, you need to know your target audience. We're going to do a whole new video about target audience in the near future, but let's just say if you're targeting Wilfred, who's a farmer, you're probably not going to be targeting him with bright pink logo design. That would be more appropriate for teens that like TikTok and going out drinking in the park with their friends. You've just got to be really sensible, know what you're going after, and design your logo and identity to account for that. You need to put your personal taste aside. It's your business, sure, but if you're designing leather jackets for Harley Davidson riding men and your favorite color is bright pink, I'd possibly recommend you leave that at home. You need to really think about your target audience and design for them, and not just try and influence your logo with your own personal taste and your own favorite things. Sure, if you like it too, that's great, but make sure you put the audience at the heart of everything you do. And of course, you need to pick the right design agency to work with on your project. We're going to make another video about this in the near future, so check back for that. But picking a good design agency is a pretty straightforward task. Scour the internet, scour Google, Behance, Dribbble, all these cool creative places where people hang out. Try and find someone on there, decide whether proximity to you is important, decide whether other examples of work in your niche is important. But yeah, pick a good design agency and work with them. Leave professional logo design to professional logo designers. And then let the agency do their job. Let them guide your involvement. I mean, get involved, sure. It's great when clients get involved, but you're paying for their expertise. You've seen that portfolio and decided to bring them in to work with you. So don't start nitpicking straight away. At least leave it till the end and give some constructive feedback. But you are essentially paying for guidance. They do it every day. So leave the professional design to the professional designers. You need to make sure that you're asking the right questions about your logo design to make sure it's going to be effective. I mean, a good design agency probably has all these bases covered, but you want to be asking things like, okay, that looks great. What does it look like in black and white? How does it look when you scale it up or scale it down? Does it work as just a word mark and a logo mark? Is it a combined shape? Does it look good back to front, upside down, on the underside of a bus, on the top of an aeroplane? There's a range of different things that you need to consider. make sure you're asking these questions. So if you know for sure in the past that sign writing on a van has been particularly difficult for your brand, ask to see it. See what the logo might look like on a sign, on a uniform. All these little questions will go a long way to making your logo design as effective as possible. And finally, remember to apply your logo correctly. We talked about versatility earlier. That's because logos are seen everywhere these days. Pens, cups, pencils, notebooks, you get the idea. If you can buy it, you're going to stick your logo on it. A good set of brand guidelines will go a long way there. We'll link to the article below and our website about creating brand guidelines, and hopefully that'll keep your logo design looking tip-top. And that's all there is to it. Professional logo design should be left to professional logo designers. Stay away from those crowdsourcing websites and you'll be good to go. That's it for Building Better Brands for today. Like, comment, subscribe below, and we'll see you next time.